video is all about early Christmas planning. It's currently October. We've not even had Halloween, and I am thinking about Christmas. Christmas is something that I actually prepare for throughout the year. So from January, I set aside £50 per month, which goes into our holiday budget. And so by Christmas I should have around £600 to spend on Christmas. Now what I want to talk about is how I organise my Christmas holidays, and the way that I do that primarily is through my Christmas folder. Now there's absolutely nothing special about this, and you could easily put it together. I got this folder this year from Poundland, so it was £1 and it's got a really nice phrase on the front. It says dream big, stay focused. Now what I've done inside is I've split it up into different sections. And I'll show you what I did. Is I got some printables, some Christmas paper, which were free printables, and all I've done is I've laminated them, and then I made these little sort of index cards for each section. This cost me absolutely nothing. I've also printed off a load of Christmas paper, Christmas writing paper, for each section, and I'll give you an example here. So this didn't cost me anything. I went onto a website called Canva, which is a graphic design website, and I just printed off some different pieces of paper with some Christmas symbols on them, just so that I've got some fun Christmas paper to get me in the mood when I'm planning. So this file has cost me absolutely nothing, and each tab has got a section which I'm just going to go through briefly, so you can see how I organise all of the things we do at Christmas. Now the first thing that I've got is actually my Christmas notes from last year, and this is really helpful because some things work, some things didn't work, some things I completely forget about after Christmas. So I would suggest you definitely do this, is after Christmas have a little bit of a think about what you would tell yourself next year. So one of the things I've said to myself is book pantomime early. Now I've already done that actually. I did that in March. I had an early bird offer come through for money off if you book your pantomime early, and we always go on the same day each year, so I've already done that and ticked that one off. I've told myself wreath on both sides of the door, so I'm looking for a wreath hook so that I can put the wreath on both sides of the door, and that's so that I can make the hall look really nice on the inside as well as the outside. I've told myself to design thank you notes early, so I always do a thank you note, a joint one from the kids, and I do go onto Canva again, the design website, and I just do a very simple thank you note with a photograph of them at Christmas time. And I'll try and get that done in October, the actual design of it, and then I can just add the photograph. It doesn't cost anything. I've also got make husband's card early. I always leave that late, but I'm going to make sure I've ticked that off and done that. I've also got a note to myself to say October start deep cleaning, and I read that and I thought, why would I want to deep clean in October? I'm not actually hosting Christmas Day this year. I'm hosting Boxing Day, so I am going to have all the family here, and I always like to deep clean before I put up all of my decorations. The reason why I've written that is the last note to myself, which I always forget, and it says you will be ill in the run up to Christmas. So get everything done by November, and I forget I'm always ill in December for as long as I can remember. I always get a cold and feel rubbish, and I need to be busy and doing things, and I haven't got the energy or strength. So I tell myself to get everything done by November. So of course I need to start deep cleaning, each room in October, so that I've got everything done by December when all the decorations go up. The other note that I've got for myself on the second page is that I've told myself that I've got lots of birthdays, family birthdays coming up in November and December, so I've got double duty for a lot of present buying. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 close family members where I need to buy presents in November or December, close to Christmas. So I can't always get good birthday cards in the shops near Christmas, so I need to be thinking about that now. And also whether I'm going to do them a double birthday Christmas present, one gift, or whether I'm doing two, but I need to be thinking double duty for those people. Now the first note that I've got, the first sort of index card that I've got on my folder is to do and to buy. So this is when, if I'm going to go off shopping, I know what I'm planning to do or what I'm planning to buy. And I'll often just take this piece out, put it in a plastic pocket and take it out with me. And one of the things I've got on here is the double wreath hook that I mentioned, and which I'm looking out for, and that I want an advent candle. I got one last year from Lakeland and it was really rubbish and didn't burn very well, so I'm looking for a new one this year. Now the second tab that I've got, again, this is just another free Christmas printable. I think I found it on Pinterest and I printed it off and laminated it and put the little tab on the corner, and that is for gifts. I'm not actually going to show you that because I've got lots of secrets in here, but I've basically got a page for each close family member, and in my son's instance, he's got birthday and Christmas, so he has got 2 lots on there, so that's a page each for each close family member, and then I've got pages for my side of the family and then my husband's side of the family. But this year, because we've got lots of nieces and nephews, and this is in the second time we've done it, is that we only buy for the children, and I've set a budget of my own budget of £20 per child. And in a lot of cases I have bought things throughout the year for those children, and I'm now in October and able to take quite a lot of that off already. Now when I am shopping, one of the things that I do is I use certain websites to compare prices. So I've on my Amazon wish list, I've got lots of items that I might buy, or I might say to family members if they want to buy for my children. But I also use Top Cashback, I use Quidco to see if I can get discount vouchers as well as percentage off. And then I also use Camel, which is a price checker on Amazon. So you basically put in the item that you want from Amazon and the price that you want to pay, and you'll be emailed if the price comes down or below the price that you want. I mean, sometimes you might get a notification at 2 o'clock in the morning, but if you're, up with kids anyway, then you could easily bag yourself a really good deal, because sometimes the price will go down just for a really short time. But it's worth signing up for Camel, which sounds weird, but try it out. It's completely free and you can get some really good deals. We also buy for certain family members where we buy gift vouchers or gift cards for meals out or the cinema. Now last year I waited and I kept going online to websites like Hot UK Deals and put in gift cards, because there were certain promotions that went on, and last year I managed to get my gift cards for 15% off in Tesco. So it's worth just shopping around and actually leaving them for a little bit longer than you would your other gifts, because you can often save a bit of money on those gift cards. We also buy for some colleagues of my husband's and some friends, and I tend to give wine, Prosecco, but what I've been doing throughout the year is once a month I'll buy one bottle and put it in the cupboard. So when we got to end of year, when I was giving presents to teachers in the summer, I was able to give a bottle of Prosecco then, and then I've got a little stash ready for Christmas that we can give out as gifts. So that's worth keeping an eye on during the year. Now the next tab that I've got is this really, really pretty paper, and that is beautiful paper. Can you see that? Focused. With the index card is craft. Now I've got on here that I want to print off some Christmas printable pictures. I've actually found a couple already on Pinterest which I've saved, which I want to print off and put in frames. The second one is salt dough ornaments, and I've saved a pin. I don't know if it works. It's for where you make salt dough ornaments and you can spray them, and I think that kind of seals them. So you can put your fingerprints in for the kids. I was thinking about something like that to give as a present to my husband. And then also make husband's Christmas card, which is a craft project in itself. So I'm thinking about that one. The next section I've got, again, another really pretty printable, is recipes, because I'm hosting Boxing Day and I want to do that as sort of as cheaply as I possibly can. I'm going to be farming out lots of things that people can bring. So there's going to be 14 of us, so it's going to be quite a big thing. So I'm going to farm out lots of the side dishes. People can bring leftovers. I'm going to farm out the who's ever bringing the alcohol and the non-alcoholic drinks. And one of the people is coming as a vegetarian, so I'm going to farm out a vegetarian dish to them. But I can keep some ideas, as well as Pinterest, I can keep some ideas in my folder. Then my next section is my bucket list. And it's not very long so far, but this is what I put in a while ago, was pantomime, and actually we are going, so I can tick that one off. The second one is to visit Killerton. That's a National Trust property. And they do beautiful Christmas decorations. You can go around the house, it's stunning. So I've got that one to tick off, and also take a family photo. We're really rubbish at taking photographs of us all together when we look normal. So that's a task that I want to do. When we're all dressed up, I would just want someone to take a photograph of us all. The next section is receipts. I have got one receipt in there. So last year I kept all of my receipts, particularly for the toys, and actually I did need one of them after Christmas when something wasn't in the box of something that I bought. So I always keep my Christmas receipts together, even if they're my food receipts, because I'll often buy like a toy or something if I'm in a supermarket. So I just pop that in there. I usually clear that out in the spring, you know, once a couple of months has gone past. And the second to last section is that I print off, again, I can use Canva for this, but I make a piece of paper that the kids can use as their Santa letter, and I just photocopy that and keep a few copies in here for the following year. Extra Christmas paper, which I like. And then finally, in this section, are all the papers that I had from last year. So I've got what I bought for my kids, what I bought for family, what I bought for colleagues, and also roughly what I spent. And it's really helpful looking back to see, okay, that gift worked out really well. Should I do that again this year? And then it's easy to find what you bought. But it's also good to see, okay, well, I've spent quite a lot in one area. I'm going to try and reduce that. I spent quite a lot on decorations last year, but there are things that, because I was hosting Christmas Day, I wouldn't be buying again. So I spent a lot on things like tablecloths. I bought extra cooking dishes. Well, I don't need to do that this year. So actually I think that element, you know, of my budget will come down. I hardly sent any Christmas cards. I did a emailed card. We obviously gave cards to school friends and colleagues and things like that, so the price of posting cards came down quite a bit, so that's really, really helpful. But I honestly cannot live without my Christmas file, and I would sincerely recommend that you set one up. You can do it literally for nothing, and it really, really helps me. I can go through and just tick off what I've done. I don't forget people. I always make sure that I've got a few extra presents for any people that pop up and surprise you with things. And it helps me be as absolutely as organised as possible, because sometimes Christmas can just be so overwhelming. It's probably why I'm usually ill, and there's always so much to plan that without this I don't know how I would survive. So get to it, make yourself a file. It's the only way that I can properly organise my Christmas. So give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe, and if you've got any other tips or anything else that could help me, I would really like to hear about it. Any ways to save money, anything online, let me know, because we can all help each other. Thanks, and I'll be seeing you soon. Bye.